is lifetime Natty. And to be honest, I kind of want to agree with it.
Come on! Coach Greg, and today I'm reacting to Brandon Harding's new video about, it's not about me. Well, he did talk about me. Natty or Not, the Truth Part 2. So he goes over about a dozen guys, says, does he think that they're natural or not?
But based on my past experiences, I know enough to be able to tell if someone is natural or not.
I mean, even I'm only right 99.5% of the time, and even I get things wrong. So there's no way he's actually qualified to decide if somebody's natural or not. And you will soon see that he doesn't know anything about if people are natural or not. Maybe more than the average person, maybe by a little bit, but not by much.
If you're trying to take him to be the biggest guy in the room, I would seriously recommend you not take it. If you're trying to be an IFBB pro, you know, you weigh up the pros and cons and you think it's worth it, then obviously it's something to think about.
What's the difference? The biggest guy in the room is usually an IFBB pro. That's pretty much the same thing. There's no special reason, oh, I'm going to be a pro, I need anabolics. Oh, I just want to look good. What's the difference? Do it or don't do it based on if you should do it or don't do it based on your own moral code and your own doctor and your wife and your friend, whatever. Base it on you and your happiness and ensure that you don't break the law in the process. That's how it should be.
So I've made a list of the most requested people. I've done like a basic Google search so I know where they're from, their height, their age. I don't know everyone's weight.
You think when I do a Natty or Not video on somebody that I do a basic Google search, like 1 minute, where they're from and their age? I look at history, young, old, their physiques, their before and after, what they've said, analyze videos, seen the changes, and so on. He just did a basic Google search. He doesn't do any research, he just figured I'll throw a video together in an hour, it'll get 900,000 views like he did in part 1.
So those like BMI tests and the tests that people do on like Natty or Not videos, where it's just like how much like lean muscle mass do they actually have it. I'm not sure what the exact test is called.
It's called the Fat-Free Mass Index, and yeah, it is garbage because some people can have more muscle than another person and still be natural. You can't just look at your height and weight and how much fat you have and say, yeah, you're natural because you're below that standard, you're not natural because you're above that standard. All the freaks are above that standard. Even if they're natural, they would be.
The first person I'm going to speak about is from Germany. He's known as Doucette. Now, personally, I don't know if this guy claims natural, and I think it would be rude of him to claim natural.
I mean, I did a video on this guy, and he claimed to be not natural. Then he said he went natural, and now he's on supplements again. And he goes on a tangent saying, well, he looks like this, and maybe he's natural, and he's this way, and that, well, his chest looks good, so he's not natural. He could have saved all that time by doing actual research where he admits he's not natural.
He stays lean pretty much all year round, which funnily enough could be a reason he is natural.
That's stupid. If you're shredded 4 to 5% year round, that's evidence you're not natural. It's in fact the opposite of what he's saying.
People that take PEDs, they fluctuate a lot.
No, you can actually take PEDs all the time and just maintain or gain your freaky physique. It's called HRT. Anyone seen Mike O'Hearn before? So he kind of thinks that Joe is natural because he's always looking amazing, that he's not on and off cycle. So Brandon doesn't really fully understand that not everybody cycles. The next guy is Oliver Forslund, who's also a sponsored HD athlete just like him. So this is definitely not going to be a biased opinion. Let's see.
I think he does claim natural, or if he doesn't, I don't think he's actually ever spoken about it.
I mean, if you don't know even if he said he's natural or not, did you do any research? Of course he says he's natural. You could have watched the Coach Greg video and you'd know right away.
Third question of the day, am I natural? And to be honest, yeah, I'm natty.
He's like, well, I'm looking at his body, he's pretty impressive, but it looks like he could be natural. I don't know what his legs look like. I did an entire video and the main point was how big his legs got. 9 inches on his legs, I said. In a year. I don't think I put 9 inches on my legs in my lifetime. So anyway, he doesn't really know anything. So he compares his transformation from 14 to 18 to Brandon's transformation from 14 to 19. And says, well, geez, I only have average genetics, so why couldn't Oliver make the same changes? I'm just average. Brandon is not average. He's freaking a freak. He's way above average genetics. Superior genetics. He's on his route to a pro card. Remember I used to coach him? He's 6 foot some, 240 something pounds of muscle. I have average genetics. What is wrong with these people? These kids look better than I did at 25 years old when they were teenagers. And I have amazing genetics. I'm not shy to say it. I have very good genetics. Way above average. These guys have better genetics than me, and they say they're average genetics. Everyone thinks they're average. Let me guess, Brandon's a hard gainer too. Next, Matt does fitness. Well, he seems like a great dad, and he does cool videos, and I got drunk with him one night. So yeah, he must be natural. What is he talking about? He's judging somebody on what they do to if you're natural or not. Look at the physique. Look at the video I did on him. Watch the video on how much stronger he got in a couple of years. Are you serious? He thinks that, oh, he's not as strong as he was back when he was powerlifting, so he's probably natural. Or he decided to stay more ripped and doesn't train as much like a powerlifter anymore, and he used the supplements to get to the strength level he did back in the past.
I don't know if he's admitted to taking anything in the past.
I mean, come on. Of course he didn't admit to it. Imagine, he admitted it. Imagine if Matt Does Fitness had admitted to not being natural. Would there be a bunch of requests?
Being sponsored by Gymshark, that it's not a topic that you ideally can speak about. Obviously, a lot of them choose not to speak about it. I know Chris Bumstead recently said about his test cycle that he does in the off season.
Obviously, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Everyone knows that Chris Bumstead is a black natural athlete. Why is he saying he's not natural just because he said it in a video? He just admitted it with Chris Bumstead for jokes. Everyone knows he's black and natty. But then he says, well, maybe he's on TRT at the age of 34 because your body doesn't produce as much tests as when you're younger.
They're just replenishing what their body used to create. But what's your opinion on that? Personally, I think Matt Does Fitness is natural.
If that's the case, I'm claiming natty. I'm natural, guys. It's awesome. I'm on 140 milligrams of test a week. It's equal to 750 nanograms per deciliter, perfectly in the normal range of test production. I'm not natural, and I have enhanced abilities to grow muscle. So if you're on TRT, HRT, you're not natty.
Here's a question. If someone's on TRT, that obviously is prosthetic, but what's your opinion on that?
That answers the question. It shouldn't even be a question. Next is Sadiq Hadzovic. Well, he's one of those guys that we know is not natural.
Say his name, Sadiq Hadzovic. Sadiq is one of those people, obviously, we know he is not natural.
We know that, yet he thinks Mike O'Hearn is natural.
I do also think that Mike O'Hearn could be natural.
But we assume Sadiq is not natural. Obviously, Sadiq is not natural. But obviously, Mike O'Hearn is not natural either. So he doesn't like Sadiq because he met him at a Toronto convention, spoke to him a bit, they said hi back and forth, talked to him. Then he had a question about, hey, how's your off season going and stuff at the end of this conversation, which Sadiq was nice enough to talk to him about, and he responded, there is no off season, and then he walked away. That to me is the response of a guy that's like, I'm always trying to improve. There is no off season. Same kind of guy that would say, train harder than last time. What's wrong with saying there's no off-season? There is no off-season. That's the way I would say it. And he's spending this time talking to this guy. What do you want? 5-minute conversation? 2 minutes wasn't enough?
I said, how do you think the last off-season went? Like, are you ready for your next show? Are you excited for your next prep? And he just looked at me and he said, there is no such thing as an off-season, and walks away.
He's busy at an expo. Oh, he came off as a jerk because he talked to me for only 2 minutes and then walked away. I met Sadiq more than once, and I was at a conference with him, and he spoke. He was a guest speaker, and I really liked him. I found him very honest and very straightforward, and I think he's cool, and I don't care what he says about him. And just because a guy doesn't have 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever, to spend with you, doesn't make him a bad guy. When I don't respond to all the people writing me every day, doesn't mean a bad guy. I have a life too. I have to do other things. I don't have time to write an answer to everybody. If I did, it would take me 10 hours a day minimum to respond in brief to the people who write me. So Sadiq has every right to briefly talk to you and walk away and say there is no off season.
If you already have an angry temperament and you think that it could affect the way you treat people, please just stay away from it, because
maybe he should take his own advice. Maybe, I'm not saying he should. Maybe it's not for him. Who knows? Maybe he could look at it a bit. No reason why.
Just like, if you're gonna do it, check yourself and treat people with respect.
If you're gonna do it, check yourself and treat people with respect. That's great advice.
And lastly, Sadiq, if you're watching this video right now, what's up, bitch? I bet you didn't think I'd be here.
So he says, what's up, bitch, Sadiq? You had no idea I'd be here in this voice I have. You think Sadiq cares? Sadiq is amazing. He doesn't need to worry about this. It's the same thing like Lee Priest doesn't care what I say. Why should he care? We don't care. No one cares. We're all each people. No voice matters more than another voice just because you have more followers. And I'm pretty sure Sadiq has more followers than Brandon anyway. And he's already a pro. And he's already been on the Olympia stage more than once. What does he have to prove? Same as Lee Priest. He has nothing to prove to me. Who cares? I felt honored that he actually said something mean about me in a message. I'm not upset. I thought it was cool. Greg sucks. Blah, 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 whatever. That to me is funny. I like it. You guys overdo these things. No one actually cares. We're not actually, oh my God, my feelings are so hurt. No. When people make fun of me, I think it's funny. I comment back because I think it's funny to comment back. That's how it works. Up next is Greg Doucette. That's me. He wonders why I'm on the list. Why do you think I'm on the list? Why do you think I'm requested? He says obviously he's not natural. How is it obvious? I'm only on HRT, 140 milligrams a week. That's 750 nanograms per deciliter. That's in the normal range. I'm natural. He said, but Matt does fitness. Well, if you do HRT, will it let me know? I decided I'm natural, guys.
Greg Doucette. He's Canadian, he's 42.
I'm 44 as well, I'm not 42. What kind of research does this guy do? How hard is it to find out how old I am? I thought he did a quick Google search. Oh, Brandon's only 16. If I said that, would that look very smart? And next up is Anthony Mentello. And he's positive he's not natural because why? Because he really wants to be a pro really bad. But he's 18. Didn't he just say if you're 18 that you shouldn't do it, the whole thing? I mean, wasn't there that whole spiel?
He's 18 years old. I don't think he'd be stupid enough to start taking drugs that early. But at 18 years old, you're just too young to go down that route. In his position, I almost think it would be a waste not to take stuff just because of what he could like potentially be in the future.
So in Anthony's case, because his genetics are so good, so superior, it would almost be a waste for him not to be on anabolics at such a young age. So in the other guy's case, oh, he should be natural because they're only 18. But in Anthony's case, no, he should be on anabolics because he's so good. If he's that good, it makes him have more reason not to take it because he could get a pro status without it. If you're that good. So I would say give the opposite advice. You're already a freak. You're already progressing. Why do you need to be a pro and on the Olympia stage in 2 years? If you're 20. Keep doing it natural. Train natural.
Mike O'Hearn is lifetime Natty. And to be honest, I kind of want to agree with it.
Mike O'Hearn is natural at 51. He's doing a front double bicep. And it's like, come on. Come on. I mean, I don't even need to comment. Mike O'Hearn's natural.
He tracks every day. He never cheats.
Because he's bulking half the year, eating whatever he wants with a blender with no lid on. Has he seen a day of his eating? If you can eat like that and it's not called cheating, well, geez, you can eat whatever you want. Because he's eating so much food, who would need to cheat? Most people have a hard time eating that much.
He's never off his diet. Eats 6 meals a day.
Does that make you natural? If he had said, well, some days he only eats 4 meals a day, while others he has 5 and others he had 6, and there was this one day he only ate 3 meals. There's no way he's natural. He has days where he eats 4 meals. You can be natural or enhanced, and it's independent of how many meals you're taking. There's no direct correlation between the number of meals you've had and the amount of natural ability that you have. No, there is no correlation.
Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think Mike O'Hearn is natural?
I mean, as he says, let me know in the comment section. Well, I can't do his accent. Let me know in the comment section on what you think Mike O'Hearn is natural. And he's saying it, and he's holding back the smile. Look up close. Look at the closeness. He's joking. He doesn't think he's natural. Let me know if you think that Mike O'Hearn is natural. Seriously, I think he's natural. He's like holding back laughter. You can tell he doesn't think Mike O'Hearn's natural. He's trying to get some comments, some views, which makes sense. I can't blame him for that. Nothing wrong with trying to get views, but there's no way he thinks that Mike O'Hearn's natural. There's no way he thinks Simeon Pan is natural. That's for the comments, guys. Anyway, subscribe, click bell buttons, do all kinds of stuff. Do it all, okay? Like my video. Watch more of my videos. Buy my cookbook. Buy my home training plan. Make me become rich and famous. Do all kinds of good stuff. Hopefully I prosper in the process, okay? Let's just be honest. I love to make money. I love to share videos. I like to help people. I like to be funny. I like to not be funny. It's all good. I like everything, okay? GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro on Instagram. Follow me there. And Bloom It Up 2 videos. Please watch one of them at least. Please do that. And until next time, I'm out.